Today's show is brought to you by Manscaped. You know the leaders in below the waistline grooming, right? You know them. You know that crew.
Yeah.
Well, Deke, I was thinking to myself, we are in the heart of the summer. We know that football season is here, and ball security, more importantly, is at a premium right now. All right. During this time of year, man, you got to protect your balls. And the best way to do that is with Manscaped. More importantly, the Lawnmower 4.0, the waterproof one with that little light that turns on and off. You know the one we talk about, Deke. I mean, it's things like that, baby. When you talk about going low and slow to make that tree trunk show a little bit more, baby, this is what you need, all right? So don't waste time. You want to check them out. They're here for you. But more importantly, Deke, as we always say, we don't talk about anybody unless we got a promo code.
Yeah.
And that promo code, ladies and gentlemen, is MOATS. You use that, you will get 20% off of your purchase along with free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. So stop wasting time, man. Make sure you take care of your delicate twins. And I can assure you that anybody that is, privileged enough to interact with them, they'll appreciate you as well. How you feel about Spillane and D Bush, though?
Spillane at Bush.
Little slash action.
Both listed as first team left inside linebacker. Obviously, it goes back to there's no more seltzers.
Hold on, I got one left. Hey now.
Nice.
Cracker. Which is this, mango?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Trying to think. With this Bush Spillane scenario, I think it goes back to what I was saying about left guard. Like, if you would have told me, man, there's a legitimate shot Spillane could start over Devin Bush across Miles Jack, you would have told me that like 2 or 3 months ago.
Craziness.
Yeah, because we drafted Devin Bush, top 10. His last year was coming off the knee injury, so we can give him a little bit of an excuse there. And you just thought, all right, we're going to give this dude every opportunity to be successful, especially now that we brought in a guy that's better than Bush. And now Bush can just kind of do whatever. We talked about this with Garvin, though. Apparently, Miles Jack's more the rover guy. It's going to be Devin Bush or Spillane having the green dot.
Right. And TG we both kind of talked about what TG and he said. We all kind of agree that Spillane, or at least me and TG were talking about it, that Spillane does give you a little bit more security when you're talking about being the communicator, the vocal green dot guy versus a Devin Bush. Even though we feel like athletically, Devin is a better athlete, is potentially a better player. But that's the dynamic of it. So if they're not going to make that switch of putting that on Miles Jack, well, now you have to take into account, which one do you want? Do you want the steady communicator who's always going to have this defense on the same page? Or do you want the guy that gives you more upside? But we could potentially be over here, you playing one thing on this side of the field, we playing something totally different over here because of lack of communication.
Unless they're just bringing Miles Jack along slowly.
That could be the case as well.
Which is what I would hope. Now, dude, all right, I might get into some technical things here. I want to see if I'm right or wrong on this. I want to hear this.
Yeah.
If Spillane is the guy across Miles Jack and he's the green dot guy,
okay,
are they going to be playing more cover one then? If it is man, just to have him in that like middle zone as opposed to like playing man on the running back or like tight end or anything like that.
You're referring to Spillane specifically, what we'd have him doing? Yeah, if you're having Spillane and Miles Jack, Spillane is going to be your running back guy, or he's going to be your blitzer. It would be like the preseason last year. But you would try to...
I don't like him on a running back, though.
No, I get you on that. But this is the issue with it. It's a gift and a curse, right? The RB-LB matchup, you're playing chicken. You want to see, can I blitz to keep this dude in? Because if he has to block now, it's backs on backers, right? Who is backs on backers slanted towards? Robert Spillane, the linebackers. If it goes 1v1 pass catching, who's that slanted towards? That offensive guy, that running back. So Coach T, Terrell Austin, Brian Flores to an extent, like they would just have to figure out how to protect Spillane in those situations. Because you can get away with it, just by certain calls. Hey, man, we'll mix it up. We'll run a pressure, but we'll play zone coverage behind it. We'll run cover 3 behind it. We'll go fire zone coverage. So, all right, he's man, but he still has some help. Okay, he can switch routes. He'll still have somebody to kind of protect him a little bit. But the other times are, all right, we're going to need you to blitz, and the way you have to do it, you need to make your disguise look like you are coming. To where that running back feels like he doesn't have an option. He has to stay in. Because if you could do that, you'll be fine. Vince Williams, it was plenty of times where Vince was in coverage, but his disguise made it look like he was blitzing, and that running back had to stay in. And that's what Vince wanted. That was his wheelhouse. But if that running back sees you playing with it or you not really committed, and he's like, oh, I'm going to just fast release. Now you don't get that luxury. Now you got to go chase this dude and try to win and try to go have a foot race. That's not Spillane's game. So his pre-snap becomes more critical, becomes more impactful for him to protect him. Now, if it's a matchup that he feels good about, or he's like, let me play the down and distance. All right, it's 3rd and 3, or it's 3rd and 5, or 3rd and 5 and less. We can call cover 1 because the routes that I'm going to get are going to be shorter. They're going to be going sideline anyways. But I also know, man, they're not going to have a 5 wide set. They're not going to have, or not a 5. They're not going to have a long drawn out pass play on 3rd and 5. It's going to be a little bit different, right? All right. So you can call certain calls then. It's going to be other times where it's maybe backed up, 2nd and long. It's like, all right, man, hey, we'll need to protect Spillane right here. Leave him in the zone. Leave him in the zone right here. All right. It's 3rd down again. Dude, man, it's 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9. They really about to air this thing out. We don't like Spillane on this matchup.
He shouldn't be on the field, maybe.
So you got 2 options. We can call a design blitz where we're sending him and you play whatever coverage behind it, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you want to play, you could do that. Or you do packages, right? Marcus Allen or whoever we think is our coverage guy. If it's a Damani Casey, whoever we want to bring in there as that dime linebacker.
Yeah.
Hey, you come in here and you play the coverage. That's the other alternative. So you can still make it work. But you just got to be really smart with it. And you need Spillane to be a smart player and him to understand the significance of his pre-snap disguises. But as long as he does that, you can still get away with it. And some coaches would rather it be that way. And they know that, hey, we're going to always be on the same page call-wise than the alternative of, hey, I'm not worried about Devin matching up with this running back, but is Devin going to get this check? Is Devin going to communicate this to this front? Is he going to get that part? Like, that's some of the questions that you'd have to ask.
And I feel like at least Spillane brings you some positive to the run stopping. Mm-hmm. And I'd prefer, as much as I say I don't want Spillane matched up on a running back in the passing, I'd probably prefer that, though, as opposed to a tight end.
Yeah, tight ends is running way more vertical routes, man. They can kill you, absolutely.
Because, and then there's only a certain amount of running backs that are actually like really good route runners too.
Yeah. The thing though, in terms of why the running back could hurt you is the missed tackle
to the house,
and everybody's got their back turned because you're in man-to-man coverage. When it's zone coverage, you can get away with a missed tackle because all eyes are looking forward. We can see that. Bro, the worst feeling is when I'm in coverage with you. You've taken me on God knows what route on the other side of the field. He threw a little check down. This dude missed the tackle. And now I'm 30 yards downfield and I got to turn around and try to go over here. And we all trying to converge on that ball. Like, that's a bad feeling, you know? And that's what you have to worry about when you're talking about Spillane with the running back and coverage. Yes, the route itself, the route tree for the running back is nothing crazy. You go into the flat, you got ins, you got an out, you got to stop. You got the little arrow route where they
little Texas route.
Yeah, you call it Texas, we call it the arrow V, right here, and then coming right back. That's it. Cool. Or they'll go empty. He's gonna line up at the number 1 receiver route. He's either running vertical, or he's gonna run a stop, or he's gonna run an in. It ain't much that they could do. Most time they're gonna line up out there and they just gonna motion him back out there. They just want to see if you can line up on it. That's it. So as long as you're smart enough to know that and you understand how to pre-snap, make it look a certain way, you'll be fine. But if you're not, then they gonna expose you. And we know in the NFL, they will expose you with the quickness. So yeah.
How serious is this competition, you think?
It's serious. No, it's definitely serious. Spillane's been doing his thing, man. Devin hasn't been playing bad. It's just Devin hasn't been having splash. That's the difference. Spillane's had more splash in camp. Devin hasn't had the splash. Both have been playing good in terms of just the regular consistency stuff. But when one has interceptions, forced fumbles, PBUs, and the other, you're not getting a lot of that. It just feels different, you know? Because it's like Devin is still doing his job. He's aligned where he's supposed to be. He's fitting the right holes, but it's just you need to see something. You need to see plays being made. And that's for him where, all right, today is a day. Tomorrow's another day. Every single day that you're out there, go make a play. That's what you have. That has to be your mindset for Devin. And when you get to these preseason games, he's going to be a guy that's going to get to play in these, or he should at least. You got to make plays, bro. You have to make plays out there. But that's the difference right now in terms of how I view Devin and Spillane. Both are playing well. It's just Spillane has had more splash.
Wow. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because Spillane didn't even have that good of a year last year. Mm-hmm. Particularly in the preseason. It kind of left a bad taste in your mouth.
Well, because it was what we were just talking about. And the thing is, in terms of what I was breaking down to you just then, was if I'm the coordinator and I'm trying to design ways to protect Spillane. In the preseason, they don't do that. True. So that's why last year when we talked about, man, why Spillane looking so bad? It's like, because they're not trying to protect him. They're essentially saying, hey, bro, we're playing cover one. I don't care who's over there. And Spillane don't have a scouting report. He don't know which running back he's going to see. He doesn't know what calls they want to run because you just don't do that in the preseason. Preseason, if like it's designed for athletes. You want to be an athlete during the preseason because you don't know who you're gonna be matched up with.
That's why they say good preseason players, dude. Bad preseason player. Yeah, I get you. Yeah,
like it's legit. Like, yeah, you'll get out there and you're like, bro, I've never heard this. I've never seen him. I don't know what to expect. Oh, he's 4'4". What? Like, why? How I draw this short stick today, bro? This sucks. Like, that happens. Yeah, and you just got to figure out a way now. For certain players, for me, I knew, okay, if I didn't have it athletically, I was going to outthink you. And that's kind of how you bridge that gap. So for Spillane, he's going to have another one of these opportunities with another matchup. Hopefully it's in his favor, but more than likely it won't be. It just, bro, certain people.
It's not going to play well to the crowd.
When I said it's not in his favor, I'm speaking like how I talk about myself. We're good athletes. We're not great athletes. We're not Bud Dupree's and Ryan Shazier's.
Spillane got that 88 speed in Madden though.
No, I was in the 80s too. Don't get it twisted now. Don't get it twisted. But in the sense of, we don't expect him to come into a matchup with a running back or a tight end and be like, yo, I'm a better athlete than this guy. Like, it's not, I can count on my hands me feeling like that in a game. Like, oh,
he knows
this
what he's
tight
in
end,
for.
boy, he's a wash. It's a wrap. Oh, this running back, oh, hey, coach, don't even look this way. It's locked. Hey, welcome to Moats Island. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it ain't often I felt like that. So it was, let's start thinking down in distance. What's this guy split? Who's in the vicinity? What's the coverage? Where's the weakness? Where's my help? That was how to be the process, but that's how you could overcome those situations. So for Spillane, that's what he's going to have to really focus in on during this preseason time frame, because he's going to get some matchups where it's not going to be favorable for him just from an athletic perspective. But if he can understand call, he can understand what the weaknesses and strengths of it is. He understands the pieces around him. He'll be fine. He's smart enough that he can process that. And that's why I'm bringing it up for him. You don't hear me talk a lot like that for Devin in the sense of, oh, you need to know this is like, yo, Devin, this is what you're supposed to do, man. Just hit your gap, bro. Be physical. But for Spillane, he's a little bit more advanced in that capacity. Like, he can process all of those things prior to and still be able to be effective out there.
Percentages of starter week one as we sit right now. I feel like Devin's got the upper hand. I mean, they have him listed ahead of Spillane on this.
Put it like this. Devin's still in the driver's seat. Terrell Austin even confirmed it. I think it was like a week ago when he was essentially saying, yes, Spillane has been rotating in. Yes, we're loving what Spillane is doing, but the depth chart still is Miles Jack and Devin Bush as our starting linebackers. He was clear and definitive when he said that. So, yes, Devin is still in that driver's seat. I just think that the further this thing progresses and the longer he keeps that door open, that's when you set yourself up for anything happening. You know, the longer you allow Robert Spillane to make plays in practice, he go out there in these preseason games, start making plays. It's going to be a lot harder for them to make a decision when they're saying, all right, I mean, yes, Devin was our 10th overall pick, but he wasn't as productive during this time frame.
You got to throw that out the window.
Spillane has been balling. How many years removed is that now? I got to go with this guy. That's what it goes to, right? And that's for Devin what he has to be careful with. Like I said, he's not playing bad, but the longer you keep that door open because you're allowing this young guy to make plays, or not young guy, but you're allowing another guy to make plays and you're not, that's how the switcheroo happens, man. So
yeah, it feels like it's more. I mean, obviously, Spillane probably has a shot at this. Mm-hmm. As you said, you think it's really legit, this competition. Yeah. But it's got to be more for Devin Bush. Like, bro, how do you respond to this competition? Because everything up to this point has been given to him.
Yeah. But even with that, to me, it's crazy because I've seen the other way of how they handle competitions where it's not this much leniency, it's not this much, we're going to give you benefit of the doubt, the benefit of the doubt. I've seen it where...
Oh, so like if we're going in tomorrow, that's what I was saying. Spillane.
Yeah, but because of, how they view him and everything that they've done throughout his career for him, I do think that is part of the reason why they continue to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I mean, for him, man, I'm glad that he gets the opportunity. I just hope that he makes the most of it.
100%.
You know what I mean? That's the part for me.
We're all rooting for it because if you have Devin Bush at his full potential. And Miles Jack, that could be lethal.
That's my thing. It's like, man, you're too good of a player to not be playing to that level.
We saw it his rookie year. It's just a bummer the whole knee injury thing happened, but can we get back to that at least? I mean, because we still need better than that. But even back to his rookie year, just in this fourth season, if he could get to that kind of play,
he would be fine.
That'd be good. Because I thought he played pretty good his rookie year. There was obviously some growing pains, but
he was a rookie, and that's understandable as a rookie. But the consistency, man, he has to start making a little bit more splash, man. That's the thing.